there, quick note before we get into the game. You may have noticed from either the thumbnail or the title of the video that this video features Brave Cariad, but it's not just games that she's playing, it's actually games that she recorded herself and did her own commentary for, so you'll be able to hear her voice and how she interacts with the game and interacts with the cards. It's a heck of a lot of fun, very different from what I do, but I've enjoyed it, and I think you will too. They're going to be peppered throughout the video. When you see this card back, or this image flash up, it means that the next game you're going to watch is with her commentary in there, so I hope you enjoy it. I'll be doing that moving forward, and that's an open invitation for other folks as well. As long as we've got good audio and video quality, I am happy to be able to infuse your games with your commentary in here. I encourage anybody to create your own channel. It's really not all that hard. I can give you whatever tips and stuff that I happen to have. So obviously, if you just want to do a game here or there, or just to see what it's like, feel free to just, you can send it in to me. We can set up a way to make that happen. But also to encourage you, if you like what you're doing and you kind of get excited about it, go ahead and give it a shot. Create a channel. I'll certainly support it, And anyway, just want to let you all know. But for this video, and there'll be, I already know we got a few more videos set aside that you will be getting some other commentary besides mine, which I think will be a relief to most folks. So anyway, thanks so much for listening to this preamble. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hello, folks! Welcome back to another episode of Our Journeys. We hop into the fray with Marxist for life. Good old Mark. You can always count on him to be pushing forward and doing things. And look at him! All right, he has cracked the legendary ranks. I think last time he was at rank 1, maybe, or maybe I'm misremembering. But now at rank 58, so once again putting himself in prime position to push for that top 10, that coveted spot that he's been wanting to get to, and I'm sure as heck rooting for him to get to. We just saw a note from Tusk that this is a invade heavy gauntlet or invade heavy event, which isn't good news, not unexpected news, but certainly not great news. But the good news, I guess, such that it is that Mark is on the ladder. And while the latter is certainly not immune from the wiles and machinations of Invade, the fact that it is an infestation at this point is not as much of a concern. We know it is going to show up on the ladder every once in a while. Some days are worse than others, but it's really weird. It's almost like we're living in like a post-apocalyptic time where it's like
I might make a suggestion.
Don't know where I was going with that, but it just sounds like that. It's like some days are better than others. You just have to fight and hope that things don't go crazy. So he silenced the kitty cat in order to prevent card draw, I believe. Was it card? I can't remember. I can't remember if that was card draw or rally kitty.
They're coming to get me.
Probably draw kitty. A little early for Memory Wraith. Nice body, but sometimes just a nice body is enough to warrant putting it down. And to be fair, I think Mark would have hung on to that a little bit more if he was running up against anything that could bring things back. But Mr. Zindv
Prepare yourself.
Is not running colors that would make that a viable option. So really there's going to be no additional benefit to the Memory Wraith other than his 5 stats. 5/5 stats that allows him to trade with what could very easily be a spiraling out of control madman. Don't think Mark's too worried about getting poked in the face by the Oreo's older sister there. Mehrunes Dagon Seducer. That's just a mouthful. Just call her... I don't know. The Seducers have just some weird headgear. I mean, look at the helmet there. It just looks weird. It's not flattering. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, it's just not a flattering look. At least to my eyes, anyway. Mr. Recognizing that the pitfalls of the Guildsworn deck are its draw capabilities. Has a critter in place to allow for that. Probably runs... the guy, the 4/2, the East March Crusader, I think? I'm guessing he either has him in hand or he has him in the deck at least. But he has been, as of yet, unable to pierce through and get that rune break. Unfortunately, Grizzly Gourmet has no place in this kitchen as everything is well statted over. And unfortunately, Aerostorm as well. So Mr., without probably realizing it, is foiling half of Mark's hand at the moment. So he's going to call upon Lyneth to draw him a card that will work. And what will that be, I wonder? Something with draw power, if he has it. Does he have the salami? Yes, he has the salami. He might... No? Okay. Identifying that he is up against an opponent who is prone to spread a wide board, Mark has decided to snag an Immolating Blast, hoping that Mr. is going to flood the board in this next turn or in the next coming turns, and he will be able to get some value out of it.
Speak, citizen.
And to be fair, the salami really only gives you one draw unless you're using like a Dark Rebirth or some way to proc it twice. Okay.
The hist revives.
Okay, doggone it, I missed something. I mean, he didn't even steal that from... Oh, duh. Yeah, he got that from the Moon Moth, the 4/3 guard that pulls random cards. And to be fair, that's actually a really, really great pull there. We might see Immolating Blast here, but we might not. And there's the key, my friends. There's the key.
You're so sweet. I can just eat you up.
But I can't because you're too big for my appetites. You know, if you just ignore the
I am invincible.
the background of the card, like Grizzly Gourmet, really a pleasant-looking fellow there. But okay, and there is some synergy with the Madman, Mr. Again using the card draw that is at his disposal, and really making a good case for that Immolating Blast. Worst case. There we go. I was going to say worst case Madman survives. So that was a very wise pull that he had as he correctly identified that the lanes could start getting a little bit out of hand in short order. It's always a good thing when your opponent, there's a pause. The scariest thing is when your opponent whips out a card immediately. Like that moment before it's revealed, as soon as it comes out, you're going, oh my gosh, like they're that confident. It was like they knew somehow, oh, there we go, Aerostorm is going to get some value finally. It's a sad Aerostorm. It's getting better. Oh my gosh, what an amazing Aerostorm this is going to turn out to be. Mark must be thanking his lucky stars. Wow, I didn't think he was going to get any value out of that at all. And he's going to piggyback off Lyneth there, trigger her. Pull again. Mr. cannot be liking his position right now. Running low on cards. Is going to be losing his draw engine very quickly here. Neither opponent has broken, neither player has broken a rune yet. They're being very kind of measured about that, which I can understand. All right, Abner. I was going to say he was worried about like Night to Remember or Dark Rebirth, but Lyneth is really the trigger of that. He would have very limited use. Seems like the Gatekeeper's an easy play. Mark has not built up enough of a board, I don't think. Usually... Yeah, and I think somebody else said it as well. If you've got a really good hand, if you've got a lot of good stuff in your hand and a decent amount of stuff on the board, you may want to, you can start pushing, but with only 2 cards and 2 cards on board, one of which, well, can't be traded into right now, but yeah, I don't know. I would be surprised if he hit face here. Ha! I guessed correct. I mean, I correctly intuited. Used my intuition correctly. And Mr. is the first to blink. I guess he sees the jig is up. I mean, he is up against a full-on control deck that is in its wheelhouse right now. At 12 Magicka, he's got to know that he's running short on time here. And that's the thing, you know, against control decks, you really can't out-control them. If you're a mid-range deck, you can push and possibly, you know, finish it off early. And if you can't, you might push it far enough that even, you know, control can't get its footing back in time before you know, hit it with some reach. But you can't go toe-to-toe with it. You can't play control's game because it's going to win. Because it's a control deck. And from what I can tell, Mr.'s running a mid-range. To be fair, it wasn't like he wasn't trying. Mark just had the guards. The Dark Seducer, I think, really was the definitive element in this particular matchup because she just really you know, Mr. didn't have an answer, and Mark was able to gain a ton of life, and it absorbed 2 or 3 of his best creatures there. So we are seeing how control in the right hands can do very well. It can stymie the efforts of mid-range. I'm not sure ultimately, like I can't tell just from the cards that I'm seeing here, you know, how well put together this Guildsworn deck is, and because I am not necessarily the greatest at... Oh, no! What a bummer to have. I mean, it's not bad to have a guard in that lane, but boy, you hate to have a powerful summon like that on a completely empty board. And and he doesn't want to yeah, probably didn't want to sacrifice Abner for that, but... Okay. And that's going to trigger, so he's going to be able to do 3 damage. I think it's 3 damage anywhere, right? Yeah, can do it to face. He's going to choose to do it to the kitty. Gets the card draw, and we might see a concede here from Mr. Nope. He's gonna continue to push on. He's gonna need to address. Well, I can't remember this dude's name. He really doesn't get a whole lot of play. Vanus Galarian. And so he is going to oppose him. Firestorm will make short work of that. And okay. I guess he's gonna nullify? Make the trade. Alright, I mean not a bad hit, but yeah. Alrighty, way to go, Mark.
Like their name, not so noble 6. Okay, Honey Bun, you're here way too early. Could you please come back round 7 or 6, please? Thank you, darling. Send me something like Galen or 3 Feather, some removal maybe. Oh, another Honey Bun. Not
Right
ideal really,
moves,
I need something
like your
better than that to play.
Be welcome.
You'll have to wait till something comes out, matey. Oh, I might.
I mete out the tribunal's justice.
Another Honey Bun.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Oh, don't tell me it's a support kit. Right, we'll see about that,
Repel the
matey.
invaders.
Right, let's see, it could be a support kit.
I will keep Sothasyl's people alive.
Gonna trade.
I'll profit.
Quite a nice, I like that. Very nice.
Repel the Outlanders.
Okay, do I have a laugh? I think I kind of do. So. Oh damn! Nobody gets Marak. That's a pity, isn't it? Bit of a bummer. It's a premium one as well.
Repel the Outlanders.
Face me and die.
Repel the Outlanders.
That was hilarious. That was very funny.
There's loot here,
Oh
Schwaaard.
no, I always kill Skyback, it's traditional.
For the Emperor.
Really? Okay. Right, I know what I'm doing. Just to go because I don't like Skywag.
Time to die.
Repel the Outlanders.
Close ranks. Let nothing through.
That doesn't bother me particularly. I thought so. Thank God for that. That would have been nasty. So I should say thank goodness for that.
The Oriole do not waste time chatting with mortals.
I will.
That was good. Like that.
Nicely done.
Too late for you.
Repel the Outlanders.
I mete out the tribunal's justice.
Feel a bit mean, I have to admit. Seems a bit unfair for them to be matched against me, but still, I need the
This
win.
one thanks you.
We have joined Rahxen-Friends. Fantastic player. I think the only other time you may have seen him before now was with in his transmog match with Brave Cariad there. And unfortunately, we seem to be joining him a little late in the game. He seems to be closing in on BV's with the Yazora clan. BV's certainly not out yet, but Raxton has exact lethal next turn with his 2 lightning bolts. No! Okay, well, we've got a game on our hands, folks. We've got a game on our hands. That is a heck of a swing. Luckily, Raxton still has enough juice in Triumphant Jarl. Unfortunately, can't play that and Leaf Lurker, or that and Lightning Bolt, and he probably wants that 7-2 off the board because it looks like BB's is trying to pivot into a more aggressive approach. So I'm guessing he may want to stabilize first before he goes for the card draw. But if he waits too long, then, you know, obviously BB's can take that away, take that health advantage away with just one mighty swing of either Morokai or this BDSM dude, the Gatekeeper. Straightforward enough name, I guess. Yeah, a swing with either of those is really going to make... So he decides to... He's going to... And we may see a shadow shift. Just so that something can contest the Gatekeeper. Does pull a Luzra, unfortunately, though it's at the end of the turn. So it's close here. BB's... Does okay. He's not looking to transition to aggressive just yet, it seems. So I don't necessarily... I mean, I would... It'd be weird not to see the Mordecai hit. Oh, dear. And I think BB has just bought himself enough time, just enough time, for Siege of Strasmakai next turn. Right on curve, it would seem. So Raxton, yeah, Temple Conjurer to get a 5 cost on the board. Oh, maybe Luzra first. Would she make a difference? Is it 5 cost or more, 5 health or more? 6 cost or more, okay. That wouldn't matter. He could play her before Mighty Conjuring next turn if both of those survive. But again, I have a feeling BB's, we're going to see a Siege come down next turn, and that's going to really change the landscape. Raxton, very fortunate. What in the world? Why does the Morgul Gatekeeper always have this little bun on the back of its head? Anybody who knows the lore can tell me. I actually wanted the alt art. Ooh, fingers. Fingers is no good. Alright, well. I mean, the good news is BB's is starting to run a little... Oh, I wouldn't call it short on cards, but doesn't have a plethora. Well, it's weird. 5 cards looks a heck of a lot smaller than 6. So right now with 6 cards in hand, it looks like he's got, like, oh my gosh, he's got a card for days. But as soon as he plays one, when he has only 5 cards, it doesn't look quite as bad. Okay, speaking of not quite as bad, that actually is horrifying. That's not Siege, but it's just as bad, if not worse. Not sure if Raxton is running... any kind of mass removal. And to think he was that was that one turn. It was a snake tooth necklace. Snake tooth necklace. It comes up with a lot of frequency. A little surprised at that. I mean, I guess take what you can get, but why not? I guess is the thinking. Wars up to 2/3, so not the worst play certainly. Ooh, wow. Gosh, he's. Let's see if he can pull something out here. I mean, unguarded. There's 2 guards. I didn't think of that. If there were no guards, well, let's not even speculate. That would be the most pointless speculation, I think, is to speculate on not what could possibly happen, but speculate that if something had not happened, how different things would be. Well, if we didn't have Snake, yeah, it's a pointless exercise. It's not even a fun exercise. So I'm thinking a lightning bolt would get rid of the 3/4, but Baron's Eye is going to go down to... Okay, so he does go that route. I mean, she's gonna lose out to either the Hound or the... Okay. He's going to try to push that last bit.
The forest is my cloak.
And is dropping a vanilla Leaf Lurker.
Feel the night.
Ungulum serving his purpose, breaking that ward is going to allow favorable trades, or not a favorable, but an even trade in that lane. Or just the snake. Boy, Raxton's up against him now. Oh, and boy, you don't want to see that. Yeah, we may see a concede here.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
I mean, Raxton knows his deck. and I'm sure he has more tenacity than I do. But for me, that would be a concession. Not saying that that's the wise choice. He is going to get rid of that mushroom tower to ensure that if a siege does come down, it does not get exponential value. And since we know this is a singleton, yeah, unless Beevy's is running excavate, that's just not going to happen. And I don't know that he has enough of a board to start poking. I would. At 16 health, I mean, he could get Raxton down to 5, 7, 9, 20
great power.
while draining for 2 and essentially be looking to close it out next turn. I think he's in good shape, but he may choose to back off. That's usually what happens, you know, when I'm against a control player. They do a lot of them seize the day, and I prefer that. It sucks. As soon as you start seeing them hit face, you know that they've got the upper hand, and it's going to take a miracle for me to get out of it. At the same time, they're not just waiting for me to concede and refusing to really do anything until that happens. So I respect it, even if I don't love it. Beevy's playing a Leaf Lurker of his own. I mean, he's already broken 1 rune, so he could have hit him down to 20, 26, I guess. 27. And Raxton, yeah. Sorry, sir. Adrian P111.
They're coming to get me.
Up against Stopwatch. Hey, there's a name I can not only pronounce, but I know exactly what it means. Don't know what the etymology is, of course, but that's refreshing. Stopwatch, rank 3 in the tower. Adrian clambering up, trying to get out of the warrior. Still has plenty of time, certainly.
We of the Reach adapt and survive.
But is a little bit on the back heel. Interesting to see 2 Ancestors Battle Axe. Now, I know for a fact Adrian can build good decks because he gave me one, at least one. Well, he's gave me several, but
Looks like it is time for the muscle.
Oof. Tusk having a devil of a time of it with this gauntlet. Hopefully we'll be able to catch one of his games, perhaps after this one or soon thereafter. And I think FrequencyRising is queued up and ready to give us some games as well. So we shall see how things pan out. I'm trying to make it as diverse as possible, just to try to the more likely to get the most variety of decks. We are seeing Unstable Madman becoming more and more unstable and more mad. And it does pair well with Stendarr's Hammer, especially with Unstoppable Rage. So that would be a fantastic thing to see here. Unfortunately, we can't see that and Rage, but we certainly could see Stendarr against that guard. And with the boardy, that might be enough, because that doubles power, right? Yeah. I mean, Stopwatch unwittingly has set up the perfect situation. If Adrian only had 10 Magicka, he could do Ancestor and Stendarr. Hopefully we'll see one of the two here. We might see Stendarr and then Plunder. Oh no, okay, or Plunder and then Stendarr, but... Whoo-wee. That is gonna be 20 points. Almost an OTK. If he had plundered first, he would be at 16, I think. Is that how the math works? And now he's just thinking, gotta worry about those rune breaks.
We'll put a stop to their tricks.
And that seems to be like, oh my gosh, two prophecies back to back. That is painful. That is painful. He does have a good trade, fortunately. The blacksmith will survive, and the little 0-4 does nothing to the douche. The buffed douche.
No hard feelings, right?
But something to watch out for. Stopwatch is continuing to push. And is going to have lethal next turn. If Adrian can't close it out, this... Oh, he needs breakthrough on one of those guys. And, oh, boy, I think... He's got 11. Yeah, I think he's done for. Unfortunately, Supreme Matromancer, we're seeing her again. I've wanted to run her if I run a blue deck, an intelligence deck. I'm not using crayon speak. An intelligence deck. I definitely want to run her. She was a favorite. She got that nerf from 9 cost to 10, and a lot of folks abandoned her. And when there was a proliferation of Ice Storm type control decks out there, she was really not all that great, but a lot of decks have steered away from that.
I live for adventure.
Yep. Barring a prophecy, which is possible. Barring a prophecy, it looks like Adrian is going to be felled by Stopwatch, who, to his credit, was able to pivot there. Wow, that's an incredibly buffed Master Swordsmith. Of course, he's getting the benefit of the Ancestor's Battle Axe. Not that I'm one to point out things, but I think Ancestor, that's one of those cards that, like... Oh, wow. Okay.
Is yours.
Yep. GG, Adrian. Tusk Shadows versus Food of Yoshi. I said that with a straight face. And, I mean, I don't want to assume anything, because we've come into 2 games where it looked like our compatriots had the game well in hand, and then it took a really bad turn within 2 turns. Try not to take that personal. Don't want to think it has to do with the fact that I'm spectating. But Tusk Shadows has a great answer for... It's good to see this card played, though. Scar Drill Master. And to be honest, I probably need to look at what the gauntlet is. I don't even know what the qualifications are. I just saw that the alt art was another Unstoppable Rage, which we had a month or so ago, and I said, screw it, I'm not interested.
Hiding will not save you.
That is starting to look like a nice, ripe, juicy... I don't know about a Dawn's Wrath. He can take out Nahagleave this turn. Food of Yoshi probably wants to not swing.
Technique.
Okay. I was going to say she would have stayed alive for at least another turn. But he wanted to get the rally, I'm guessing. That was probably more important. But who knows? Yeah, Mummify probably would have been what came next, and he would not have been able to get that rally off, so... Not a bad play there. In general, though, you don't want to necessarily make a trade that you don't have to make, because both of those would have had to trade in. She would still be alive right now. Now, granted, she'd be up against this beefy 8/8. Tusk making a nice push, holding off on that last rune. With Mummify and Dawn's Wrath is pretty much going to be able to handle whatever Food of Yoshi puts down next turn. Probably Mummify would be the ideal, because all his horsepower right now is in that 8/8. Well, who knows? Maybe Food of Yoshi has removal. Shall see. Oh, it is now a 3/8. That was quite an answer for the threatening. I mean, this poor guy. Like, he has to wait until 7 Magicka to get as buff as he does, and then this dragon comes along and knocks him back down to even less than he was when that's not the case. But Tusk punishes the insolence of the Supreme Dragon, who is now a Supreme Burrito, all wrapped up and swaddled, lying in a manger. Very Christmas.
Awaiting your command.
Okay, so Food of Yoshi was... I feel like, that's almost a complete sentence. Food of Yoshi running a Doomcrag Redoran rally. Doomcrag Rally Redoran? The classic version. But hey, that's fine. That's the kind of stuff I would try to pull off. I'm like, I think it'd be cool to pair this with this, and it never works. I tell you what, I know it's a good card. I love it. It's great. It's got the magic and everything, but I've never seen that card played. I've only ever seen that card played when it's decidedly like the worst card you want to play. You want to guard, you want to drain, you want anything other than just a 6/6 body.
You will regret your heresies.
Like, he never comes down, and then the opponent has Squish the Wimpy. It's never a 6/6 body with any kind of function. It's just a big body, and And it almost looks like he's wearing pants, doesn't it? The way the lighting is hitting him, you know, it's kind of making it look like he's wearing brown pants and brown shoes. Ooh, he's got his widow pants on. Oops. And we'll see Tusk Shadows finish it off in fine form. Good to see.
The moons give this one.
Gonna take another. Gonna do a doubleheader with Tusk Shadows. So that was his first win of the session here. Not a fantabulous start here against Gobos. Great hand against Gobos though. Grizzly Gourmet could eat up those little the little guys, of which there are many, and Barrow Stalker.
I smell the stench of the living.
No, you smell the stench of living Gobos. That is an entirely different stench. I guarantee you, they are rank. You may love Gobos, but I guarantee you they smelled a high heaven, or whatever the equivalent of heaven is in Oblivion, or Skyrim, or Elder Scrolls. I don't know. Apparently, Skyrim is just one area in a bigger land that I don't remember the name of. There you go. There you go. Tusk has got a great matchup here, and if Goldfire King is going to, or Tusk Shadows is probably going to eat that sweet roll, get her back up to a 2-3.
This one is destined for greatness.
Good to see Descendant of Akatosh drawing power from the moon. Hopefully she's not drawing the moon to her. That could be dangerous for the land, whatever it's called.
I smell the stench.
Alright, choose not to hold on to one of the 2-3s. That's always something I debate when I'm playing. When I know I'm up against an aggro deck, trying to hold on to one of the drain creatures I may have, just to allow me to stabilize afterward. But Goldfire King just has all the answers, and hey, there we go, the Mechanical Heart. Haven't seen that since Kevin Eisenfast. Cheers to you, Kevin, for your use of the Mechanical Heart. We are seeing it here. It's as it has been argued since, you know, it is a difficult. Its value is questionable when that's the only card you're able to play on a certain turn. But at the same time, at this point, with Goldfire King not having a ton on the board, of course I said that before he dropped another 4/4. That's an investment in the future.
The moons give this one strength.
Now, however, Tusk Shadows, while does have an extra rune break and some extra health against an aggro deck, which in principle is good, he is also running up against... gosh, that's 8, 11, 12 damage with a snowball that... Okay, not the worst. Unfortunately, Dawn's Wrath, especially if Goldfire King plays something in the Shadow Lane, we are going to definitely see... Does not. Unfortunate. Oh, man, and Tusk, it's rough. You know, having Ebon Heart and Little Girl and Dawn's Wrath, like, Dawn's Wrath has to be the play here. But at the same time, he goes down to 7. He doesn't survive this. Either which way he slices it. He'll go down to 7. Preserver might be able to stem the tide but it's going to be really close. But now the good news, Preserver and okay, so a dead draw there. If Goldfire is holding on to a Leaf Lurker, obviously with that curse, it's done. Holding on to Red Brahmin, and I'm guessing Preserver is going to be the next play here. Oh, I forgot he's got the heart. So. Heart of the cards, heart of the mechanical nature thing. So it is going to be Curse and Leaf Lurker. Did he top deck it? No, he had it in hand. Just kind of waiting. Just waiting and anticipating. Mummify, great pull there. Great. Prophecy is going to stop that bit of aggression. And it may, honestly, that we may see the Heart buying just enough. He needs to drop a drain down here, whether it's probably Ebon Heart. Ebon Heart and Preserver, I think, is what needs to come down here.
Can you please help me?
Little Girl could get cursed a lot easier than Ebon Heart. I feel like that was a bit of a of a risky play, and Ebonheart drains for more, and, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered either way. Oh, no! Oh, no! All the answers. Oh, I'm sorry, Tusk. That's one of those games.
Okay, let's see if the Cariad's guards carry on being on form. I need 2 more wins to make 4, and then I'm not bothering to do any serious ladder the rest of the season. I'm just going to focus on Arena and maybe also do my Gerald's quest. Which is basically I'm going to play Gerald Forager in as many decks as I can. Oh no. Tedious Telvanni. I remember them, they're good. Yippee! Not. Okay. Kind of want to keep Yoran. A bit risky. They're probably going to have a Death Priest, but I think I'll risk it. And I'll keep that for anything nasty. Expecting to lose this one, but we shall see. I might be pleasantly surprised. Okay. Come on, Barrow Stalker.
I smell the stench of the living.
Can I have Galen now? Galen, come on, I've got a cream tea waiting for you. If you just turn up, darling, and bring some removal with you as well for their nice eyelids. Right, that's gonna go.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
The waters of life.
Hello, darling. Another darling of mine. I've got quite a lot of darlings, I have to admit. Come on, Galen. What more do you want? A cream tea?
Must I do everything myself?
Oh, not that again. Let me guess, is it going to be Evil and Tedious? Yes, it is. Come on, Death Priest, come on. All my nice removal. Oh, look, how predictable. That's bloody boring, isn't it?
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
Roots of the hairs.
Okay, let's just piss them off a bit.
We must remain steadfast.
Come on, Karnak, I need you and Galen.
You must be cleansed.
Oh, look, they don't like him. Wonder why. Okay, do I have to take the
Wrong
mick a bit?
place for a midnight stroll.
Enjoy the next life, fool.
Roots of the hairs.
Okay. Look, I don't really have anything to get rid of at the moment, do I?
It is too late.
Piss them off a bit more.
Fight for the freedom of us all.
Okay, I'm probably being a bit mischievous today, but I'm in a mischievous mood. Need another guard ready for Yoran, don't I? Here we go, the usual let's get the bat out and keep bringing it back. Rubbish. I wonder if they're gonna piss in Twilight next round, that'd be funny. Oh no, if only I'd had him a minute ago.
I'll bury my axe in your skull.
Let's have a think about this. I wish I could bring Carter's back, but never mind. I think I better put a Barrow Stalker down to protect the Yoran.
Rise, my servant.
Could go for that as well, but that's probably more protection. Pascal, that'd be pretty good.
What have we here? May the fates smile on Khajiit.
I like to do that emote when I'm feeling a bit tense. I'm feeling something nasty's going to come up very soon. Here we go, the usual nonsense.
A few drinks, a few laughs, and a
Okay, I don't mind that either.
What could be better?
Right.
I'll bury my axe in your
That's the
skull.
cheapest option here.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
I'll bury my axe in your skull. Behold my power.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
What could I bring back next? I wonder. Scare them a bit, I think. It'd be lovely if they conceded, but somehow I think they've got something nasty up their sleeve. If they put down a seducer, that would be good, because I could just get rid of it sharpish. Looking promising. I think they're sulking, so that's good.
The waters of life.
Okay, that's fine.
I bark and burn.
That's also fine.
The black hand sees all.
Okay, I don't mind that.
I will cut your first.
That looks good.
This should help you. This one thanks
I'll
you.
bury
Woohoo!
my axe in your skull.
Thank you, darlings.
Ccitytoker is up next, running Halalu, and I see an Altar of Despair. I don't think I've ever seen Altar of Despair run in any color except Telvanni. Not even Tribunal, I don't think. Let alone Halalu. I don't know what shenanigans, what devilry you're up to. Oh! And he is punished severely for running Altar of Despair, as he now has two of them clunking up his hand on turn 3. Turn 4, maybe. He's going to curse down 3-1, yep. And with the 3-1 and with the Murkwater Skirmisher, is that what his name is? Scourge. Murkwater Scourge.
Silent as the grave.
So it'll cost him nothing to get rid of that Mournhold and put a 2-1 guard in that lane. Sanctuary Pet.
I will spill your blood.
Is a card. So CCity, despite having Falinasti Reaver, which is a card I like, but boy do I rarely ever get any value out of it. So despite having that, and like, okay, he's got, we call this Brave Draw, or Brave Carriot Draw, or Denise Draw. That's what this is. It's anytime you have in your hand, you know, 3 of your highest static cards, or you know, a 6 cost, you have that on turn 3. This is a Brave hand, is what we call it. And does not look like CCity has. I mean, he may run. Okay, silenced it. I was gonna say. Oh, the douche! Oh, he would have been so perfect. He would have been such a perfect answer. I was about to say, you know, you just don't know if CCity runs the answer, but boy did he have it. And hopefully Zellward does not have an answer for that. He does. He has an answer for both of them. Of course. Of course. Finish off, though, is going to be helpful. At least Zell Warlord did not have enough magicka for a Swift Strike. And CCity is going to go crazy with Oh no. Tusk says he may be up against Invade again. 2 altars. That is incredible draw power, and Giggles in the lane helping to stabilize Zell Warlord is going to have to address her. I said you're going to have to address her. You cannot ignore Giggles. So I was going to say Manticora. But Murkwater into finish off will be the answer. Zell Warlord getting a little zealous with the putting the mace on him. I mean, you got enough magic at this point where you could afford to play it after it's down, and we may see a concession from Zell Warlord here. As soon as the Oreo's older sister steps onto the field. Okay, never mind. So Warlord has the answers. So yeah, Falinasi. I mean, hopefully we'll see him do. I mean, I love the animation. I love the card, but it's almost impossible for me to get. Like, I never get Tiny Dragon into Falinasi, which is like the dream when you're running that, or her. I can't remember what she is. Never mind. She came and went so quickly. It really was irrelevant. And another drain. Can Zell Warlord pull another Bone Bow? Just as good. He is determined not to give City any breathing room, but City really burning through those altars. And we may very well see a Manticora come down. Nope, but Giggles will now get her draw, especially if we see a Javelin. I mean, she gets it anyway. It's not like she's going to get it triggered double, or definitely get it double or die triggered. And that is the most saddest card to ever get a drain on. A little piddly 1/2. But luckily Giggles is putting in her time, and City able to use the value engine that he's got. And Zell Warlord calls it, says, there's no way I'm coming back from this. Hey, okay, we've got a clash for the ages. Kfluffy.npo-Friends against Aini. And Kfluffy running a Redrin of sorts against Aini's Archer. Not entirely sure thematically what we've got going on here.
Step and strike.
But we do have, I'm certainly not trying to make this any bigger than it is, because, I mean, a match is a match is a match. Kfluffy, though, at rank 17 already. Good for you, sir, making that push. Holy cow. Not surprised, but splendid there. And Aini, probably not too far away from Legend himself, going in with Thief. Aini, I remember from the days when I played back 2017, I think, is the earliest I started. Late 2016, 2017. It was after beta, after the game had came out. It had been out for a few months, I think, before I found it. But I remember Aini from those days. He was definitely a name of distinction there. And then Kfluffy, as I think I mentioned in another video, hitting the scene in essentially 2020, and really not playing a whole heck of a lot before then. So it's a movement. It's a movement. Well, I don't know. That's too early to say. Having the Ashcan there. Ashcan, how silly.
True peace, ferocity.
Not going to break that rune. So it's almost old school versus new school, but neither one of these players represents either of those. Just Aini is is a classic player, has been around for a while, and it's up against the young buck, I guess. But you don't want to say that either way either, because I don't know, Aini could be younger than Kfluffy, but I mean it's completely irrelevant. There's a plan. It's just it's one of those things that you set up for. So probably see it. No, okay, he's gonna hold on. Okay, I thought he passed a turn. So, but Tyr, you could play Tyr. Kfluffy decidedly making his transition, his pivot, with a significant threat in both lanes. Obviously, Aini could shift over. Oh, not anymore. I could ring out a Shadow Shift, but otherwise Tyr is going to strike phase. And we may say Shadow. Shadow Shift, there you go. Making the trade. Renowned Instructor plus defense is going to allow her to spawn another one, and this match every little bit helps. Penitus perhaps being held onto for, definitely for a guard, but perhaps even for a bat. If Ainy's running the bat, you know, a charge creature of any kind, certainly, but a charge and drain. Obviously, it's reactionary, so it's not ideal. You'd rather not see a 2/2 bat come down. But I think it'd be interesting to see... Oh, wait. And you can't have... Who am I thinking of? Oof. The movement shenanigans. The movement shenanigans are doing really... Putting in some heavy work here. Oh, gosh. 2 neutrals on the board with the Imprison. That is probably something not Kfluffy would not have expected. I wouldn't have expected. I'm guessing he's running a ton of willpower. But unfortunately, neither of those 2 cards were...
We see you waking.
Well, I think you need 4 for Imprison to destroy versus just shackle down.
Trust me.
So we'll see. It remains to be seen if... Okay, so Ainy now with 10, 18, 19, 20... Doesn't have enough to close it out. And will probably... What do you target? Okay. Takes out the sheer point. The temptation there would have been to go for Mournhold Trader, which is kind of... I was wondering if he was going to go there just to get that 2 down, but I think he realized that wasn't going to really forestall too much. All right, so...
Try something.
Razzle-ma-dazzle-ma-dazzle.
This one won.
And Kfluffy definitely in a tough spot here. Oh boy. That might be it. That's a heck of a board. I mean, Kfluffy does have a nice bit of magicka. He's got a guard, he's got Bruma, he's got Imprison.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
And he is going to get that charge. Although he's really not going to have a whole lot he can do with it. Might have expected that to come down in the sheer point lane and take out the 5-1. But nope. He had a much better plan in mind.
Hold the line.
And he's going to be 1 short of Imprison, and that's going to do it.
This one will never forget
8, 12. I mean, it's a prophecy could change it.
Surprise.
And that's going to be game. Good game, Kfluffy. Good game, Ainy.
Surprise.
Okay, that didn't prevent a rune break. I'm not really sure what that little bit of lane changing was for, but either way, it was a good game.
Swift as the desert wind.
Oh boy, what kind of deck are we? Look at this board. My goodness gracious. Adrian running that noble battle mage, and I'm going to show this not because I want to show a loss, but
I learn quickly.
Just with those 2 13-13s on the board. Holy cow! We're going to go ahead and take a peek in on Tusk Shadows once again here, fighting the urge to just say, you know what, screw it, and give in to the dark side there. A sentiment I truly understand.
I smell the stench of the living.
And I'll be honest, I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm spectating right now. So he is he is running in the gauntlet. He's running in the event. Came up across, I think he's already fought at least 2 invade decks, maybe 3. And so I'm not in this particular event just because I don't want to spend the tickets. I need the tickets for more alluring prizes. But at this point, I'm pretty much playing in casual just to get my daily quests done. I have 3 of them queued up, so I'm gonna have to probably play later tonight or early tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm gonna burn through a daily quest. Because here's the thing: if you can get a full deck, you don't need to worry about ever getting to legend. I mean, not to say you don't want to get to legend, but my driving force is I want to have that full collection. And obviously, the impetus is still there because you're getting what? Is it 1,400 times 3? We'll just say 4,200, somewhere around there, worth of value because of epic, out of epic premiums. Well, let's go ahead and focus on the game at hand here, and I'll stop prattling off.
Today will be ours.
Turbo Jet Setter, kudos to you, running Elixir of Conflict, cards we don't see very often at all. You have a creature 1/1. That is astoundingly weak sauce. You know, it's one thing when you get some of these, like Orsinium Forge, I think it is, where it's like 1/1, but then it starts stacking, or, you know, it transforms into something. I think that's the... I can't remember. There's different supports, obviously, that are not as, you know, that are not neutrals that allow for that kind of thing. So I really need to look at the stipulation of this particular matchup. Oh, look at that! Look at the synergy there. 2, 3, 1s. The exact same cards, identical. I was just about to say, but of course I didn't say it because I didn't want to screw anything up, but I wanted to see the dude do his thing. Give what's her name a nice hefty weapon when she broke that rune, but unfortunately, having a Marauder, that's it. What is he having a Marauder bestow upon her Dawnbreaker? That would be amazing. I still can't believe
people alive.
One of the earlier games, I was in such a bad mood, I ended up putting a Dawnbreaker on... What's her name? I smell the stench. Stalker. Put it on Stalker, you know, breaking the lore, doing all kinds of craziness. And I was in such a bad mood, I didn't even realize what I did. Because Fell the Mighty came out a second later. So I gave her Dawnbreaker just to buff her up enough to get the axe. But Tusk Shadows in a great position here. Despite the Thieves' Den. I don't know why my brain is not recognizing these words. Hey, good, we got another Marauder coming down. Hopefully he will not get the silence. Doesn't matter, he is... What did he give Galen? The pants. Well, I mean, he probably saw Galen. He's like, you're wearing a skirt, dude. Here, have some pants. And Galen's like, it's not a skirt. It's a toga? I don't know what you'd call that. Turbo Jet Setter. Either the rules of this particular contest are, you know, there's something about supports or neutral cards or something. Either that, or he's just kind of he's putting together a deck. He's playing. Although is that a? No, that's not a premium. Okay. You know, sometimes when you see a peculiar list, it's somebody doing crazy stuff. You see something like that in an event like this, and you think, okay, I think this is someone who is, you know, they're playing with what they got, which is a noble endeavor. I was there. We've all been there. And I don't mean that as an insult. This could very well be a...
Just eat you up.
Oh, the adoring fan turns into an adoring sweet roll. Wow. Marauder gives himself a weapon. A shackless mace. Ooh, Staff of Sparks. Could be worse. Definitely getting a lot of great value. So we are seeing halving a Marauder. Wisely choosing to take out the sweet roll. You'd be surprised how many times that could bite you in the butt if you don't take it out. Although Turbo is not running... In Scout, there's not a whole lot of weaponry you can equip. I mean, you could throw a Snake Tooth on there, drain for 1. Well, I guess with that, he could have drained for 2. Putting up a brave defense here, but I think the onslaught is going to be too great from Tusk. And that'll do it, barring a prophecy. Does not get it. Goes in for the kill. Well done, Tusk. GG. Catching BodyBagBeezy at the very beginning. A little surprised to see that he is still in the tower. That is not a slant at all. He had just had such an astronomical climb from rank 9 to 3 that I really expected him I half expected him to be at Legendary already. But obviously, the amount of time that you play, and we all know the ladder can be very treacherous. You can have the hot hand for, a day or two, or in my case, 5 minutes. And then it goes sour.
So little time.
But he has changed it up, and that's another... Oh, gosh. FrequencyRising has now encountered the poop stone twice so far, and that with conscription. Not a fun combination to deal with. The Chewbacca is a great play here against Winston Smith's Tribunal, because unless it is a deceptive Tribunal, and it looks like it is a Tribunal, or it is a mid-range at the very least, but perhaps even a aggressive list masquerading as a control. So Chewbacca is not going to be quite as effective here as he might have been against a pure control deck. So though, very effective. Now, if Winston is running his removal packages, as he would be prone to do that. Oh, actually, he can't do it. He could not remove it because Chewbacca. So even if he had a piercing javelin or a cast at a time, he was prevented from using it. Does not want to see those sowers again. They go bye-bye. And the ginormous harpy might get silenced here to allow 7 points of damage through. I don't think that would be a bad choice. Not the choice that BodyBag goes with, and I would default to his judgment as he is rank 3 and I am still at rank 5. Okay, and Winston says it's worth it. I've got a crap ton of actions in my hand. Oh, he's got another Withered Hand Cultist. Well, we might see Triumphant Jarl come down this turn. Yeah. But Withered Hand is going to be great in the coming turns. Withered Hand and Kind Reef Champion, I think, will be the play there. Maybe Syl, but I think Withered Hand is going to be too appealing to hold back on. We saw Winston willing to spend 6 magic on a lightning bolt just to get rid of him, so I can certainly see being willing to do that here. Oh, okay. Breaks the rune, no prophecy. Continuing to make his way down.
There is nowhere for you. Waka watches over me.
Yes, he does. And Winston now has no access to either of the 2 removals that you'd normally see in Willpower, Dawn's Wrath, or Immolating Blast. Not that either would be particularly great here, although I think Dawn's Wrath wouldn't trigger any points from the 4/3 because it's wiping the board out. It's not actually doing damage. All right, so he spends all the money on. He's gonna have to. Yep. So yeah, BodyBag's inclusion of that particular card has really paid off. So Syl might be the ideal play here, just because she can do that last bit of that 2 damage that he's going to be short here. But now Dawn's Wrath is back online, so he wouldn't want whatever he plays, he's going to want to play in the Shadow lane. Because, yeah, Dawn's Wrath is online. And like I said, I don't think it's going to trigger the 4/3 because it doesn't technically do any damage. It just, you don't exist anymore.
None of them can be trusted. Do you hear?
All right, so taking a bit of a gamble there. If Winston has Dawns, then no damage gets done. Doesn't look like he has it, though, and if it's... Alright. It's going to be enough, but he does the damage through Ice Storm. Closes the game out. Nice job, BodyBag. 1 step closer.
Come on, my lovelies. 1 game to go, and then I can relax for the rest of the season. And play Gerald. I just need a break from ladder, really. It was a bit brutal the last couple of months. And besides, I want to really focus on Versus Arena, see if I can do well there. Because I work long hours, I don't really have time to do both. Oh no. I keep saying oh no every time I see an opponent, should I really? But this probably is going to be a Titan nonsense, isn't it? So hopefully my Grumite will come out. And Death Priest is always good for Titan as well. Always sweet when Death Priest gets Titan or Marak.
Bright moons light your path.
I always like to be polite at the start of a game and at the end as well.
Greetings, citizen.
It's a bit worrying. They'll probably get to do a crushing blow on that, won't they?
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Look at the dish here.
Nobody breaks the law on my watch.
Interesting. Okay.
As long as I draw a breath.
Look, you're a very handsome Argonian, but you're way too early. Are you taking the mick?
I mean to have the tribunal's justice.
Really, that's very naughty of you, clogging my hand like that. Have you been talking to Shearpoint Dragon?
At the ready. Stop right there, criminal scum!
Yippee, I'm always pleased to see that card. Okay, I can't help being sarcastic, but here goes. Thank you, darlings.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
Go! Repel the invaders.
Okay, is this going to be a joust?
None defile our temple. As long as I draw a breath.
Oh, that's a bit annoying, isn't it? That's very annoying. Typical thing to happen on a gateway game.
A warrior knows to trust her.
Oh, that's something interesting.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
Brilliant. Okay, she's going to get silenced. Come
Go
on.
no further.
Okay.
Repel the invaders.
Maybe I'll leave her for a bit longer. I don't really want him there.
We must protect our stronghold.
Okay. I'll do something about you soon, I think.
Someone steal your sweet roll again.
I like this. There's something different, isn't it? You don't often get people playing these combos.
How can Uncle Crassus help?
How can I serve?
Okay.
How can I serve?
Nicely done. She's gonna get
Let's
silenced.
move out.
Brilliant.
If I fall, the beast will reclaim me.
Sounds like an ongoing thing. She's definitely going to get silenced, I'm afraid.
I will end you.
Better get rid of them in case they've got a support.
Repel the invaders. Repel the invaders.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
I slay the unworthy.
Come on, Ebon Guards. We've got to close this out before they get their supports out. Oh, training grounds. That's
Stop
nice
right
to
there,
see.
criminal scum!
Okay. Yay! Thank you, Bahani. Now let's have a think about this.
Should have been more worthy. Be silent.
Repel the invaders.
They're in my sights. We must protect our stronghold.
Thank you, darling.
Tuaka watches over me.
All right, men, on me!
Awaiting your command. I live to serve.
Ooh, ooh, yes. Now let's have a think about this.
They're in my sights.
Okay, you're gonna have to
Repel
go.
the invaders.
They're in my sights.
A dark omen for you.
I mete out the tribunal's justice.
Promising, but I'd never relax until right at the very end. So I've had victory taken from me so many times at the last minute. Oh, they don't like him. He's one of my darlings. Really.
Hold the line.
Your orders.
How can Uncle Crassus help?
How can I serve?
I really like what they're doing there, I have to admit. That's good.
Repel the invaders.
Myriad, surrender.
This is looking really promising. I'm trying not to get too excited.
You fight well.
This one thanks you.
I really do like what
They
they've
call
done.
me the Bandit King.
Repel the invaders.
We are joining the battle with FrequencyRising, who is running an Ebonheart deck that he has had good fortune with when it comes to invade. I think he said he's played against 4 invade decks and has been able to crush them all. And in fact, I mean, I would think of all the decks.
Greetings.
I know. Willpower as a color in general is a great counter because of all the different ways it has of destroying low cost or low power creatures. But I would say on the whole, Lethal Ebonheart is probably the best hard counter to
I'm sure I don't have any
to invade that there is, because well, obviously lethal. You know, you don't have to worry about the gate getting too big. You just have to make sure you can get to it. And with pings and all those other sorts of things, it really is going to make it hard for him to have a board. So, but this, fortunately, Frequency is not up against an invade. Is up against a mirror match against Shahaf. Shahaf. Yeah, I think it's Shahaf. This is...
Feel the power within you.
Alrighty, so we've yet to see really what Shahaf is playing there. We did see cereal come down. Not the breakfast cereal, but a different cereal altogether. Although Frequency hasn't really tipped his hands, Sanctuary Pet crops up in pretty much every deck. It doesn't have to be a lethal deck, but... Alright, so tit for tat. You fell my mighty, I fell your mighty. My mightier was mightier than your mighty, but they both fell just as easily, so it's all good. But FrequencyRising has another mighty, whose powers are mortal. You know, I like the card well enough. I would go premium on it, except for 1, it's epic, and 2, its premium doesn't really do it. Doesn't really look all that great. They do some great job with some of the lethals. If you see those, they've like their daggers are glowing like purple or green or something. You know, they've got snow effects or rain or something, but this guy doesn't really get. Cicero and crossbow, huh? A fine combination. Got to be careful, though. Got to be careful. I mean, certainly he had that planned out, knew what he was doing. But Unstoppable Rage, most assuredly, is up Shahaf's. Shahaf? Why does that not look like it sounds right? Whatever. Most assuredly is lurking in his hand somewhere. You don't play Belly G in red. I've thought about actually building a deck that has all the indicators of it having Unstoppable Rage and just not running it. I just can't think of 3 cards that are game-changing enough that I could replace them with, that while my opponent is playing around Unstoppable Rage, certain that I have it because the Breakthrough and Belly G and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, they're playing around it. They're not going to play any creatures in that lane, etc. and so on. But I couldn't think of three other cards that I could sneak in there and be like, haha, you thought I was a rage deck, but I am in fact not. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, that is the saddest. This, like, when you kill Silt Strider, it is one of the saddest sounds in the world. Hopefully we won't hear it die. Hopefully Frequency will shift out of the lane and leave it alone, because when it does, it has this very mournful, like, it echoes. Alright, so... Alright, he's going to hit it with Mute so it doesn't have Breakthrough. Not too worried about that. I'm guessing, though, we might see Unstoppable Rage just as really a way to stop it from getting the value. May choose instead to guard up with a Douche and Barrow Stalker. But you got to bear in mind, Shahaf, he might have that Unstoppable Rage in his hand already. In which case, he's going to wipe that entire lane. It's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game when you're playing. And I think that's what Frequency is realizing now. Going, okay, wait a minute here. Okay, yep. I don't know if he was considering putting the Douche down. That certainly would have been one of the thoughts on my mind. I think if Shahaf had Rage, he would have played it right off the jump. Instead, he is going to be able to hit face. He will give Frequency a card. Not that he necessarily needs it, especially with 2 fresh starts in his hand. Oh no, is he still going? No, he's not going to. He wouldn't Rage with Swims next to him. That would just be silly. Okay, Shahaf. Apparently, we'll just call it a silence deck, because boy, does he have a ton of that. All right, not the worst pickup. Definitely not the best. Although it will be going into Breakthrough pretty soon here. Alright, so Frequency now has 2 Unstoppable Rages, so he can use 1 defensively. Unfortunately... Oh, yep, he can use that with the Snake, and he will. I'd say that's a great call, considering the value that Swims could get and how quickly Madman could snowball. Happily, we are still seeing the Silt Strider alive. And the Moose that is certainly not a Moose, but is called the Moose, and I cannot imagine can run with any degree of efficacy because of its giant ears. I mean, come on! How does that not tug at your heartstrings? Stupid Silt Strider making me cry. Wasn't so gosh darn ugly. I'd definitely be more moved.
Walk with our Lord.
Oh boy. Okay, things have taken a bit of a twist here. Just kidding. Frequency just needs to hold out a little bit longer. So probably see a Sanctuary Pet on the Dark Seducer. Does he have a ping? Did I miss a ping? Does not have a ping.
My claws are sharp and thirsty.
Great call there, Frequency. Great call. Amazing amount of ramp. He's got 21. He could play Fresh Start, both Fresh Starts, and pretty much every single card that he could draw, and still have Magicka left over. All right, so Shahaf, that was his deal. He was running. This is your fighting stance. He was running. It's a singleton. I say very keenly. Okay, does not have Mushroom Tower. Instead, Rothgar Forge. So, you know, a bit of a fresh take on the whole thing. Don't know if he runs Mushroom Tower in general and just didn't pull it, or if he's just trying something altogether different. But at this point, the Douche will remove the Silt Strider, I would imagine. Nothing really great there, unless he wants to draw again, which he certainly can do. He's got more than enough Magicka for it. The Douche.
We must protect our stronghold. We must protect our stronghold.
I mean, it was so mournful. And another Douche. Living up to the name that I have given him in my mispronunciation.
I bark and birth. This is interesting.
And Yeah, shackle the bad. Oh, I thought he'd shackle the bad just to make sure he couldn't get any more life out of it. But I think he didn't want to give a favorable trade to, or to even trade with Arms Master. What is this guy? Scrounger, Battlefield Scrounger. Oops. So a pretty good showing. Really good showing, actually, from this deck, from Frequency, and maybe one of my favorites that I've seen him run, just because it is just a little off meta. It's not quite the, we're not seeing. He may have Elid Guardians in here, but we're not seeing a lot of those typical, control cards. Oh, okay. Signs of Life from Shahif. I don't know. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, I think it is to forestall 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, he's going to be 2 off. 1 off. No, he's got it. He's got it. Territorial Viper with Snake Tooth. No! You needed that. You needed that damage, I think. Am I wrong? Was I wrong? So he can clear the board, but I think he did have lethal technically with Viper and Snake Tooth, but he is just going to ramp to infinity and beyond. And I would say discreetly there, choosing, you know what, I'm not going to flood the board anymore. Definitely have the Magicka for it, but also probably wisely choosing not to put Dark Seducer down, just in case Shahaf has another Blood Talon Lord. Does not want to, and Squish does not want to give him any options. Big difference here we're seeing. Shahaf has not ramped at all. Despite that being one of the primary functions of the deck, he's built it a different way.
Easy as hunting a red
very different way, in such a way in particular that it does not, either that or he just hasn't drawn it. That's always a possibility. Sometimes you'll see a deck play and you think, oh, I can't believe they don't run this, or they didn't run Ice Storm. It's like, no, I did. It's at the bottom of my deck. So he ran all the pings, and still not going to be enough with Territorial Viper and Snake Tooth. Little poke there from the douche. Frequency still has it. There you go. Boink. Boink. And boink. GG Frequency.
Purely for a laugh, really. Let's just see what we come up against. Probably going to be a dismal failure, but it'll be fun failing. Oh no, is this the person who normally... oh no, is this the one who normally taunts me? I'm not sure if it... maybe that's somebody else. Their name just rings a bell. Okay. Better keep... Is it Tempting Fate? I might get a second one. Okay, I'll just get rid of that for now. I don't think I better risk it because I've got no ring.
Bright moons light your path.
Sure enough, thank goodness I didn't keep that other one. My goodness. High hand syndrome.
I bark and birth. This is interesting.
Of course, I don't really have anything to silence there. Jane.
Ready to join us.
Sorry, that one always makes me laugh. I probably shouldn't giggle before I've even played him. I doubt it'd last long. But it's very funny. Oh, unicorn.
I will cut your purse.
Dear. What's going to worry them the most?
Protect the
Let's face it, that's going to die, isn't it?
The Nords must take back Skyrim. Stormcloak.
My scales move in shadow.
We'll use any tool to defend the reach is ours.
Well, that's nice. It's something. It's good to see something you don't normally see, isn't it?
For Ulfric Storm.
What does he do? He gives items. Okay, he's gonna have to go. Oh, like the art on it though. gonna have to play that. It just makes me laugh. I'm gonna have to. It's just so good. It's just dark. Besides, they're probably gonna ice storms.
You will die where you stand.
I've got to.
If I fall,
sorry, I shouldn't laugh. It's just so funny. Oh dear. Right. What do I want to do here? That's kind of one of my favourite moves. Maybe I'll keep that for a bit. Okay.
I will end you.
I kind of want to play that, I really do, but this makes more sense, let's be honest.
Care to join me on the hunt?
It's so funny.
Let's see your fighting skills.
Very good.
You will die where you stand.
Oh dear. Not to behave myself, really.
Let's make the essence proud.
Okay, interesting choice. Right, well I'm going to have to do this for a laugh because it's always funny to...
I do not feel it.
I prefer doing that with a Viper really, but still.
I tend the sharpest looking lawn in these aisles.
You will die where you stand.
Well, that's fortunate, isn't it?
And now for a practical demonstration.
Quench your thirst, friend.
Oh, that was a bit stupid of me, wasn't it? Didn't need to do that, but never mind.
Here's how it's done.
That'll teach me to get distracted by the cat. Hello, Midnight. Nice. I just have to play that, it's so funny.
If I fall this day...
Oh, not that. Oh, black. Now, Jav's played this a few times.
You will die where you stand.
Oh, good.
Close ranks, let nothing through.
Really? Oh, now, hang on a minute. If only I had a... I'm going to have to do it just for the pure fun value. That's so funny. I know people will tell me off for doing that, so it wasn't optimal, but hey, it's funny. I often go for the non-optimal play just because it's funny, and that Argonian's armour is very nice.
Have you come to submit or come to die?
Oh no! Where the hell? I can't even rage with that, can I? That's a pity.
Customers only.
Chaos take you.
I'm going to stick that there. No, I'll be back because they're probably going to rage in a minute, aren't they? Okay, here we go. Oh no, they're not going to rage then. Right. Okay. Nicely done. Have they got a...
None will leave this place.
Gonna put something on it, okay. Gotta hand it to the next. Well done.
Nicely done.
Alright, back to back with Frequency. Probably get one more heavy games. Would really like to see him be able to climb out of rank 8, get up to rank 4 this season.
I slay the unworthy.
And yeah, I just happened to. It was an accident. I'm trying to keep it straight with the cards that I queue into, the games that I queue into. I accidentally queued into Tusk's game, and I just watched him. He had his opponent back down, and opponent had drain on the board. lots of cards, and it looked like he was he's going to have a hard time of it. We may just see a Hisgrove come down here. Depends on how keen Frequency is to get rid of a rally. He is keen, as it turns out. Gives the assassin a snake. Apparently the snake was worthy, because she was not able to slay it. It slayed her. So was she unworthy? It's these kinds of questions that keep you coming back to the game time and time again. Oh, okay. So, I feel like when you're watching a football game or something, and you get like, cutting back to whatever other game. All right, so this is Caden 134 is probably running something of a mid-range, like late mid-range control deck. Typically, when you see a Praetorian Commander come down. But I think that matchup is going to favor Frequency. I don't know that Caden's high end is going to be able to compete with Frequency's stuffs. What he's going to be able to put together with Rage and I don't want to say Venom, Lethal, and all those sorts of things. I think not too many decks you want to go late game against Evan Hart. Especially if it's really greedy. I'm not saying Frequency's running a greedy list. Because I really don't know. But the greedy ones, yeah, you let them ramp into turn 12, turn 13, and you're not close to closing it out, you're probably done. Because there's Night Talon and Squish is going to come down, and you will lose. So I think Frequency's got a great matchup here. Doesn't look like... Oh, excuse me. Caden does not have an answer for the Seducer. Possibly Fell the Mighty in a Hisgrove. Fell the Mighty. Probably pondering between Hisgrove and our Venom Tongue. Goes for Venom Tongue. So he's going to force Caden to come up with an execute or a bigger answer, or he is going to suffer the fate of letting Evan Hart drain. Okay, so I don't know. 5th Legion is definitely more of the aggro persuasion, so at best I would say this is mid-range. Great top deck there, Quicksilver Crossbow. I'm guessing we're going to see it on 5th Legion, clear out that lane, and Dark Seducer is going to take care of Praetorian Commander. Nope. Okay, he's going to choose to keep her alive. I mean, to be fair, the 5th Legion does not trade favorably with Venom Tongue. So Caden will either have to, again, eliminate it or buff it up somehow. Looks like he has an answer for it. Aerostorm, that'll get it done. And Fated Wraith will draw 2 cards.
You fight like a child.
Okay, so Frequency, yeah, we do see Aelid Guardian there. And he's got enough for that to come down. Chooses against it there. Maybe Dark Seducer.
Walk with our Lord.
A very big Dark Seducer. That could easily eat an Edict or a Javelin here. We haven't really seen any removal from our opponent. There is the Javelin. But boy, does Caden have a long way to go to get Frequency down. And now that the Javelin's out of his hand, and he clearly doesn't have one for Seducer, very good chance that the Aelid Guardians are not going to have anything to contest them when they come down. And that will be a GG.
We will protect the Emperor or die trying.
I hate the voice line on that card because you're not a guard. Like, you're not protecting anything. Oh my goodness gracious! How many times has that card been the bane of my existence? Fortunately, Frequency has more than enough cards and more than enough with the cards that he has, enough of that late game that he's going to be able to weather that storm. But I detest that card so much. That Chanter, somehow that Turd Muffin is always the one getting all the buffs. And he just comes down, and usually I'm not running a control deck. I'm running a mid-range or mid-grow. And when he comes down and my opponent's health goes back up to 29, I've got like 2 cards in my hand, and that's just game over. Frequency, definitely not in that situation now. Has a very bright future ahead of him. Caden's going, nut bunnies. Do you mean to tell me that my chanter was not good enough? That's not what he's saying, I'm sure, but right before Aelid came down, he was probably feeling pretty good about his chances. Is he going to buff up the chanter to take out the Aelid, or is he just going to go ahead and take out the Seducer? I don't think FrequencyRising really cares about his health at this point. Alright, Caden will draw 2 more cards, 9 Magicka, plenty to work with. Hoping to draw a removal, I'm sure.
3 gods.
Okay, and he's probably going to exalt that so it cannot be removed easily. Is Dawnfang? Yep. So he can use Dawnfang, survive the trade with that Guardian. Or Snaketooth. I mean, that'll get it done as well. Dawnfang would allow... Nope. Yep. Dawnfang would allow you to survive the 5th Legion, though. Just standing by my Dawnfang endorsement there. But let's face it, with the Leviathans on the board, even with a Dawn's Wrath, Caden is staring down almost certain demise. He does have Dawn's Wrath. And actually, no, he's not really facing it down, although another Hissgrove is going to make it all the more urgent.
I bark and birth. This is interesting.
And probably see the douche come down just because there is a nice ripe support there, and the douche is going to stay in his hand just as I predicted. Not going to come down. He's going to stay there because, you know, he's the douche. So really getting to see a little resurgence of Hissgrove here. Hadn't got a lot of love in a long time, but all right.
Succumb to me.
And again, Chanter really just helping Caden claw his way into this game, or keep him into this game. Frequency will have him down to 6.
We must protect our stronghold.
5, or is he gonna just take out the? Okay, so he's gonna take it out. Just doing it a little bit later, and I'd venture to see Gartwog come down in the field lane. But having thought about it, gotta be careful. Who knows what Caden's got on his high end? And it could be something like that. Just enough. What is he going to Soul Tear back? Probably another Chanter, I would imagine. Yep. And he's going to be looking to buff that up somehow. Probably has a way to do it, to be honest. But Cicero and Unstoppable Rage is a fine combo, possibly in the Shadow lane. Or Night Talon and Unstoppable Rage. You can do both, and he can get life gain and draw a card. And only draw 1 card, and he really does not need the life gain, but it's something fun to do. Again, really doesn't have to worry about life total, so putting him in the field lane, you don't have to worry about that 5/6 making too much of a move. Will we see Rage? We will. And he says, there's my card draw. there's my health gain, and he gets his rage back. So whatever Caden's playing, he's probably not going to be expecting another rage.
Heretics must be punished.
Edict. He has to save. He's got to play that Chanter. He needs every bit of health that he can get. So he has 5 magic to work with. And he wouldn't want to waste removal on either one of those two little guys. It sucks though, you know, when you're down to 5 health, strike that 9 health. Every little bit matters.
Cannot be delegated.
And it's interesting, you know, Titus makes all the other cards, gives them guard, but he himself is not a guard. He is beefy though. He is formidable. And we may see another rage here. And we do. Caden just can't keep anything on the board. And we may even see a squish here. Would be to his detriment, though. He will overdraw. He's already overdrawing.
I smell the stench of the living.
Probably going to save that for a guard. You know, credit to Caden. He did dig in as much as possible. You know, as much as I hate seeing Chancer, just because of my history with the card, it has enabled him to stay in the game. He has drawn this out several turns beyond. He has survived 1 Leviathan spawning, and was able to avoid another one with an Edict, and also a Allied Guardian. So put up a pretty good fight. Let's get another Edict there.
Grievous!
And is probably going to bring back another Chanter. Buy another 4 health. Oh no! 8. Alright, so there I was, you know, talking as if the game was over. It most assuredly is not. I mean, Caden has a long way to go to get frequency, you know, down from 76 health. I don't see that being an eventuality, but he's believing. He's believing. And we'll see if frequency can close this thing out. I really think Gortwog would be a good... It'd be good to put him down at this point. Thornhiss Mage can be brought back with Odin and the Necromancer.
Feel the power within you.
And we are going to see. Excellent. Okay, cool. See Gortwog and Thornhiss Mage. I mean, are we going to see Manticora? Oh, if that's a squish. Oh my gosh, this game has just gone into overtime, folks. Wow. Wow. Health gain gets Gortwog. I mean, fortunately, Frequency's got Squish and Fighter's Guild, so he can take out... I mean, he can take out one of them.
Rise, my servant.
So maybe Viper. Nope. Okay. Just gonna squish. It's one of those things where you just see, like, there's this unrelenting tide that is Frequency Rising, which play on words there. Razzle-madazzle-madazzle-madazzle-madazzle-madazzle. A valuable asset here. Especially when he's pulling a gem like that. And there you go, protecting the Emperor without guard, you goober. Like, Frequency is this tsunami just coming in, and Caden is kind of putting up... It's one of those things where he's kind of up there, and he's pushing back, but he's just... Like, every play, like, you think, okay, I've turned it around. But Frequency just has too many weapons. Just drawing really, really well here. And Caden is gradually, we're seeing his hand dwindle.
With our lord.
We know he's got a squish, but right now he has nothing on the board that would be incredibly squishable or, you know, squish worthy. Obviously, at this point, it looks like he is going to get his... Gortwog is going to get another summon. Nope, just kidding, just kidding. I don't know what I was thinking. I blinked. This is kind of like a Rocky movie where Caden's like, I just want to go the distance, and he is going the distance. And he is just for the few cards he has in his hands, he's just finding the answers. And again, if frequency was down, if this was if this was something where Caden had been able to keep frequency within a certain range, where he would have to worry about that 8 cost or that 8/8 over there, that'd be one thing. But it's 67 health. Frequency really doesn't have to worry about it with all the runes broken from Caden, on Caden's side. There's really nothing that can save him here. He could have another Night Talon. He's holding on to that squish. Could be holding on hope. But even still, we know. I feel like Frequency's had like 25 crossbows, but that's probably only the second one. Wait. Okay, yeah. Okay, no, that's only the second one. Jeez. Getting some Dawn Fang action there. Draining for more health. And what will Caden do? It's really interesting to see what might come out of this.
Succumb to me.
Oh my gosh! Wow. And Journey. So he had a plan.
Nicely done.
And if it were not for Frequency's massive hand right now, Caden may have been able to scrape this one back, but
our Lord,
there's just no way. No way. It's just too deep. The deck is too vast, too deep. Caden now, all out answers. Frequency taking the opportunity to build that board. He is not going to let this happen again. He is not going to let another turn go by. And barring a Dawn's Wrath, I think he's got it. And Caden concedes. What a showdown. And that's going to put a great punctuation on the end of this video. We'll go ahead and call it a day or a night for now. I am going to try to keep these a little closer to an hour and 15, hour and 30, kind of like what they were before, just so I'm not inundating you all with too much. So you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of TESL content. Like, I've got 12 2-hour videos to sift through. I can't even want to watch all this. So I'm going to try to do that. And then also for my own sake, just because it does make it easier for me to turn other videos around and get some other stuff done. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. To all our folks out there who have played and who have fought on the battlefield, I salute you. I don't know what I was going to thank you, salute you, I'm doing something, whatever. I appreciate your effort and your work today. And yeah, until next time, keep playing.